All right. Welcome back, everyone, to the weekly Lead Champ Pro call. Super excited to see all of us on that are still on during the holidays. If you're watching this recorded on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, anywhere you may see Lead Champ Pro, we appreciate you liking, subscribing, commenting, staying plugged in, obviously, to get all of the newest, latest updates from the Lead Champ family here. And if you want to join us live every Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern, you can join us on leadchampliveddials.com. If you want to be here for the live Zoom and be here for the actual recording, get stuff whenever it is first released or first announced. We also have incredible training, guest speakers, and all sorts of other content you can find on these calls. Before we jump straight into our speakers today, I do have a couple of things I want to remind everyone about. First one, uh, AI. Okay, we are now officially in AI version 2, which is mostly on our end right now, just meaning that we need y'all to do one more step for us. And we apologize on that. They changed it on us, so we have to pass that on to you guys. But if you have our old version of AI where you went and created an account with OpenAI and you were doing your billing through them, you have to switch now to billing directly through LeadChamp. Unfortunately, we can no longer support those API keys. To do that, all you have to do is go to the Launchpad inside of LeadChamp, and there's a button right there to get AI. And if you're newer or if you've never signed up for AI, I highly, highly recommend that you do request AI right away. It's only $14 a month or $99 for the year. And AI plays a pivotal role in the success of our system for one key reason, and that is timeliness and speed to lead. A lot of people are good at responding to all of their messages by the end of the day, but the moment the lead messages back to one of the text strips and says afternoons or, "Ooh, yes, that's what I was looking for," any type of interest, that is when you have to text them back if you want to lock them down. Okay. You can't text them back 30 minutes later. They've moved on. They're eating lunch. They're back at work. They're dealing with their kids, right? Something else is going on. So when that attention is grabbed, the AI is always there ready to respond. You definitely want to have that active on your account. If you're unsure if you have AI on your account or not, or if you've done that correctly, you can message into support to confirm. But if you are on the old program, you do need to hit that button and come in and actually sign up for AI through the Launchpad. Next thing, we have a little bit of good news to share with everyone. Let me see if I can share my screen here. If you're not part of our Discord, you absolutely need to be in the Discord. There's a live leaderboard for sales in there. People are, talking about wins and successes they're having with Lead Champ. Got a couple here. Um, Ashley with 1200 Americo, first Lead Champ sale. Let's go. Congrats. Josh Lockhart with a 2100 for Americo IUL, 12 calls, 23 texts, 3 appointments, 1.5 years later, we got it in. And the only time you could possibly follow up successfully for that long to lock in sales is if you're doing it with a system like Lead Champ. That is absolutely huge. A year and a half old lead finally locking in a $2,100 sale. Caleb Tipton, missed payment button, saving me from a chargeback. Wrote her whole family a policy. Let's go. 6 applications to be exact. $5,000 will not be charged back. And literally just guys, this is so simple. When you get that email from one of the carriers, the encrypted one where you have to go type in a password to go see what happened. And unfortunately, someone missed a payment. Just go into their contact in LeadChamp, hit change policy status, change it to missed payment, and literally 20% of those are messaging us back without you even calling them, getting them back on file. So you absolutely want to take advantage of that. Congrats on that one, Caleb. That's huge, writing up a whole family. Derek with a $6,600 Americo IUL. Let's go. Oh, and following it up with a few more from the weekend, 6,600, 5,800, 5,900, all NLG Flex Life. Huge work on that, Derek. You guys are absolutely crushing it. And guys, anyone out there who is experiencing these type of wins, AI is booking your first appointments, you're making a sale on a year and a half old lead from the text strip, please come in the Discord and share that good news with us. It's always great for everyone else. I know for me, on my worst days in sales, when I see other people winning, it keeps me positive, keeps me moving. And if you're winning, the group needs the energy. And whenever you're not winning, you can come back to the group and they can give you some energy from that as well. Let me see here if we have any other announcements we need to get out. Oh, this one's really critical, guys. This is crucial. Many people do like 70% of the onboarding and then they forget to come back to it. And that's okay. But one piece of the onboarding that really is important is going to your direct mail with Postcard Mania and making sure that you put a return address and billing info on file for your card so that people are getting, their thank you card, their birthday card, the New Year's card that's coming up, and the annual review notices. Like all of these cards are essential, for the retention side of the business. So make sure that you go to direct mail, set up your billing and set up your return address there so that that can be working for your account. And if anyone, if is guilty of this, some of you guys may be, and every time you log into LeadChamp, this annoying like orange box pops up and you just quickly click the X at the top of it to get out of your way and you just can't figure out why do we have that. I would urge you, please read that box and go step by step and make sure that you actually completed all those onboarding steps. And at the bottom of it is a button that says that you're done. And when you click that, it will never show up for you again. So if this is one of you, and I know some of you guys are doing this, and you just keep clicking that away, please read through each of those and make sure you didn't miss any steps before hitting complete and then no longer having to deal with that. All right, I think that's all the announcements I need to get out right now. I am going to pass the call over to co-founders and the creators of Lead Champ Pro, Jamie Cheerio and Josh Lockhart. You guys obviously know them, you love them. They're great at selling insurance. They're great at building automations and workflows, and they are really great at handling support tickets and helping people get. Jamie, he's like, no, I'm not. Yeah, you are, Jamie. You guys obviously provide massive value. It's really great working with a company where the owners literally step in to fix problems on a daily basis. So, Josh, Jamie, thank you guys so much for being on. I will highlight y'all, and you can take over the call from here.
All right, what's up, Josh?
Hey man, doing good, doing good. And I don't think she was on. I was going to say directly after this, Kim Green is going to do an annuity training. If anybody was here before the call, she's going to wrap that up. Just kidding. Anyway, all right. So a couple week, we're like, I don't know, 14 days or 15 days. I don't know. The end of the year is coming quickly, and this is a pivotal time to where you can either start your year off with a bang, or it can be kind of a struggle. You can be on the struggle bus of sales. You can get kind of all kinds of responses, all kinds of things happen. And if that's you and your sales haven't been where they want to be, or you want to make sure they stay where you want to be, we're going to talk about 3 different things that you can do to make sure that happens. So Jamie, if you want to, give some perspective on just business cycles, what top producers, kind of their mindset, scheduling, anything that you want to share before we jump
Yeah.
into a couple of bullet points about this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, and I did the call a couple of weeks ago in regards to like how to set yourself up for like a good 2026. So some of that I think kind of falls into the same line here as what to do around the holidays. I mean, at the end of the day, we have a couple of days that are actually the holiday, and a lot of us just turn into like we're back in middle school or high school, and it's just like I get out of school for Christmas break, but it's like, I'm 30, almost 33 years old, so it's like I haven't had Christmas break in a long time, and it's never coming back. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's there for your kids, but it's not there for us who are here to provide for our families. So yes, be present with your family. 100%. That's not what I'm saying here at all. But when it comes to the holiday season, it feels so much better when you've been a good steward of your schedule leading into the holiday season and leading out of the holiday season, as opposed to it's really hard to get the ball rolling. Like anytime that I have gone on vacation, anytime that I've gone out of town to see family, it's like you stop everything and then I come back and it's like you gotta knock the rust off. Like you have to get the ball rolling again. And especially when it comes to the holiday season, a lot of the times it's not a 4-day weekend. A lot of the times it can turn very quickly into a 2-week kind of black hole of like
Yeah.
what the heck happens between like December 23rd and January 3rd. A lot of people they don't even remember that time because they've just been kind of, watching Christmas movies, and sleeping in, which is fine. Like you absolutely can do that. But at the end of the day, what's really cool about having a tool like Lead Champ is that it's going to continue working on your behalf. It's going to continue texting clients. We'll talk a little bit about that. But for me, like my plan is, December 24th, December 25th, spending time with my family, the 23rd, the 26th. There's nothing different about those days to me than any other day. The major difference actually is that there's going to be a lot more people home and not working. Therefore, a lot more people who are willing to answer the phone. So sometimes people get kind of weird about like calling during the holiday season. I think it's actually one of the biggest opportunities because, especially for me right now, my main lead source at this time are trucker leads. The only time that these guys come home, it seems like, is for the holidays, so I'm going to be really buzzing back through these leads because these guys are finally sitting still. So that's obviously one part of it, building up. So for me, if I was, my goal was, just on a really practical level, if my goal was I'm going to do 30 appointments a week, and I know that that's going to take me running 5 appointments, 6 appointments a day or more over the course of a week, and I have 2 days that I'm not working. Well, I want to make sure that I stack up a couple of those extra days, like especially when I was in the field. I used to always, whenever we had, a trip coming up, I would be like, okay, I'm going to go extra hard on this one Saturday so that I can still hit the numbers. Like the numbers are the numbers. We've done calls on this in the past. Like if you do things long enough, a ratio appears. You know that if I buy this many leads, I'm going to book this many appointments, and I'm going to close. I'm going to have this many people show up, and I'm going to close this many deals. Well, if you're taking 2 or 3 or 4 days off over the course of the holiday season, if we just kind of put in like 10 to 20% more effort on the front end and on the back end, have just a day where you dial for 1 hour longer, 2 hours longer, on a day where you typically would have 6 appointments, make it 8 appointments, like just doing a little bit of extra effort. You're still hitting the same numbers, and you're going to feel a lot better about yourself when it comes to the holiday season and being, present with your family. So that's kind of where I'll start.
Absolutely. A couple things I would add to that is, one, for anybody out there, right, if you pay attention to your team leaderboards or company leaderboards or whatever, there's going to be top producers that run their normal schedule, take very little time off, and they're still going to write the big numbers. So I guess part of the message is don't do a head fake in to yourself that like people are going to stop buying insurance. That is not the case. That's the first message. Second thing is if you are doing some traveling and taking some time off, in addition to what Jamie said, right? Like time block, set designated time where you're gonna step away and do the dialing, because if you just kind of leave it willy-nilly, hey, I'll just try to get it in, like it doesn't get done, right? Whatever you don't plan to do, like doesn't get done. So plan it on the calendar from this time to this time. I'm gonna do it. Even if that's going into a separate room, dialing in the car, like whatever you have to do. This in now, if you have absolutely crushed every single one of your goals and all your bills are paid and you're happy, like we're all independent, you do you, right? But if you're trying to still make some things happen, then there really is no excuse for not hitting your financial goals and taking care of your family. Lastly, I see Stephen Reimer on the call. I was sharing this with him this morning on a Loom video, that you're just, you know, people are going to get upset during this time. When I say people, I mean some people, not most people, not more than average people, just some people, get upset because you call them during the holidays. And when they say holidays, they mean like a 3 week span that's undefined. And you just have to understand that you're just not going to make everybody happy, right? You're going to make some people mad if you triple dial them or double dial them. You're going to make some people get mad because you dial them during the weekday. Other people get mad because you dial them on the weekend. Some people get mad because you call them on Saturday morning. Some people get mad because you text them. Some people get mad because you send them a gift. Some people are just mad no matter what you do, and you have to accept that. That's why we're highly, highly paid salespeople, because we deal with rejection. So don't get in any head fakes and realize, it's nothing's going to change on that. Okay. With that said, here's 3 things that you can do to maximize. Now, again, if you're buying leads running your system, don't stop running your system. But these are in addition to really maximize the time, because the thought process is right. Hey, like a lot of people are like, hey, let's dial it down because it's the holidays. Anybody who's been in business for a while is like, hey, this is the time to reach the people who maybe it's difficult to reach the rest of the year because their guard's down. They're more apt to answer their phone because that week between Christmas and New Year's, we're just kind of hanging out, right? So while the rest of the world is chilling, that's our time to make extra contact. So the first thing that we're going to let you know is in LeadChamp, for anybody that has clients in LeadChamp. Now, if you're here and you have not uploaded your past book of business inside of LeadChamp, I would encourage you to do so. There's a button on the launch pad to do that. But for anybody who has clients in LeadChamp, they are going to get a holiday message, a text and an email, just wishing them a happy holiday. And when that happens, a lot of those people are going to be like, oh, this is so great. And they're going to message you back. Now, AI is not going to respond to those people because they're clients. But I would encourage you to, be on your game, respond to those people, and set up calls with them. All right. Now, this doesn't have to be like a full-blown policy review, but what I will say is there is a lot of opportunity there for cross sales, updates, and what I'm going to talk about is beneficiaries to have conversations with those people. All right. So we talk about the beneficiary button, and I don't know, everybody here is kind of on a, everybody's done different things, but I know historically, until we started talking about it, I was not really great at getting multiple beneficiaries and or getting phone numbers for beneficiaries. So when those people start calling back, even if you schedule a bunch of calls with your clients after the new year, I would do so with the intent of just touching base, and if nothing else, updating as much beneficiary information as you can. And then what do you do with that beneficiary information? I'm going to share a screen real quick. Is once you have it and you have those phone numbers, right? You're going to go up to the add beneficiary button, which I'm on some random account that doesn't have it, and you're going to load them in. Okay, you're going to load them in, and that's going to text them to get them the information about the policy and potentially set up more appointments that you can now sell insurance and generate a whole bunch of leads after the first of the year. And this is a good time to do it because everybody's kind of in that like, oh, my cousin Jamie got a policy and put me down. Yeah, let me talk to the insurance guy. I can do that. So if you go and set another 10 or 20 appointments with your clients, and you get 2 or 3 beneficiaries a piece and put those in, even if after it's the first of the year, you're gonna generate a ton of leads and a ton of appointments. So I know for me, I have a ton of people in my book of business that I might have one beneficiary, or I just have their name and I need to update their phone number. Anything you'd comment on that, Jamie?
Yeah, no, I think that's huge. And then, I mean, just in general, like knowing that people are going to be around their family for the holidays. Um, I'm not, the reason we have two buttons, we have the beneficiary and the referral button, is because beneficiary button are for people like me who are weak and afraid to directly ask for referrals. And then you get these hardcore people who are like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did I do? You love my service? Like, who in your friends would you refer me to? And they're really hardcore. So like, there's no better time than probably the holidays to ask for referrals because these people are going to be around them and it's going to be at the top of mind. It's like their son-in-law and their nephew and whoever these people are that they don't typically get around, especially if, for instance, like IUL is probably one of the easiest things to get referrals for because it's a cool policy. It's not just something that it's like a selfless thing that you do for somebody else. It's a selfish thing as well. So that's a really easy way, to get referrals, beneficiaries, etc. If you do have some IUL clients, talk to them, ask them who do they know, who are they going to be around this holiday season that they think, this information would be great for, and just be bold. And, if you've helped them and you've served them, ask for their contact information.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's number one, right? Taking the time to just reach out to low-hanging fruit of people that will easily talk to you because they're already clients. They've already said yes to you. Number two is not to your clients, but if you're like Jamie or I, or if you've been around and you have a ton of leads in your system, this is a great time to write a little message to send out to all those leads to drum up some more conversations, right? At the end of the day, any kind of text outreach, we're wearing our marketing hat. We're marketers to try to generate more conversations. And So I know like most of us were in like buy a lead, sell it, sell. We're in sales mode. But if we just kind of step away from that for half a second to be in marketing mode, I have 15,000 leads in my system. I could probably generate, you know, a couple dozen conversations if I wanted to. And so taking, taking the holidays, taking the new year, taking these different moments in time throughout the year to, craft a message to generate conversations. We've done this in the past. I'm going to show you an example. Is going to set more conversations on leads that you don't have to buy because you've already purchased them. All right. So here's an example that I did a while back. And so I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to do this. But let's see here. This was for Labor Day, right? Just Labor Day is one of those holidays. It's not like a holiday. It's not like a Thanksgiving, but it's a reason to reach out. So I actually had my assistant throw this flyer together. You could do a flyer. You could just have some kind of appropriate holiday GIF or a meme. Make it light, make it friendly, and then I had a message. Okay, so this just says Happy Labor Day. So and so, Josh Lockhart here. Hope you enjoyed. The first little bit of it's just like, hey, hope you enjoyed your time. A while back, you had inquired about IULs. If you'd like to schedule a time to talk, just text back the word Labor Day, and we'll make sure to put some time on our calendar. Okay. So this person, actually, the text didn't go through, but a whole bunch of people actually texted back Labor Day, and AI then took those appointments and booked them. All right. So that would be a good thing to do to drum up some business. So there's some videos in the knowledge base on, how to add leads to a workflow. So I would tap that and check that out. But a couple tips on how to do that. So number one is you'd come in here and check just your leads, right? So if you came in, again, there's some videos in the knowledge base on how to do that. I'm not going to go do a deep dive, but if you came into the contact page and ran a filtered list and said, you have your pipeline stages and just said anybody that's in the pipeline stage lead, and let's say, for example, that's in the lead, right? This would, for my account, this would be 3,600 people, right? And now if I came here and I send an SMS, I can craft a message. Now, you can send it all at once. I'd probably say send it a drip mode, especially if you're on Send Blue, and do like 100 an hour or something like that. You can do that. But as far as the message, okay, you can attach, you can do attachments and things like that. That's where you can get your memes or GIFs or whatever you're going to do. But as far as the message, a few tips. Right. So I just showed you my message. That was like the maximum length of a message that you would want to send. Okay. It needs to be light, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, something of the sort to grab attention. It does not need to be a long, explanation of what's going on, right? So here's some examples. You can say, happy holidays. Hope you're doing well. It's been a great season. A while back, you were looking for life insurance, and then you want to have a call to action or a low friction question, right? You could say, hey, rates change the first of the year. Do you want to be one of the first ones to get that information? Reply yes. Or, and whatever that last line is needs to be very simple, and it needs to end either on a question or text back the word blank. So it's a very clear command, and whatever is on the bottom, that's what they're going to do. So some things I've seen in the past where agents have like a big, 2 paragraphs, like that's way too much, probably going to get blocked by the carriers. I would not put your booking link or any link. Those tend to get filtered out, especially if the person has never responded. And if you're blasting a link out, to hundreds of thousands of people, it's probably going to get blocked. So very simple, short message, and something that ends on a low friction question that's easy to answer yes to, or a kind of reply yes, reply Christmas, reply New Year, if you'd like to get this information. And then from there, if they reply back, AI is going to take that over. And if you take the time to do that, it might take you 30 minutes to craft the message, set that up, and send that out. You'll be glad that you did, right? Doesn't mean you're going to sell a ton of insurance, but you might get an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 conversations that turns into 10, 15 appointments that you sell 3 extra policies, and that's all worth it. Anything you'd add to that, Jamie?
Yeah, I think if anyone's having trouble with like doing the filter, reach out to one of us because there's so many different ways you could do it. You could do it like, I want to send something to everyone in this pipeline stage. You could also be like, I want to send everything to, all my mortgage protection leads. But then it gets a little bit more nuanced if you do that because you're like, then you need to like make the filter more advanced of like, except for the ones that I've booked appointments with already, except for the ones that I've sold. So just if you're going to do that and you're trying to get like more strategic with your list and not just this pipeline stage, like maybe I want to send a message to all of my trucker leads that haven't responded to me yet, and I'll have AI drop a picture of like, I don't know, like a truck driver's truck looking like Santa Claus with some reindeer or something and send it to them. Like, who knows? And, I want to just send to them. I'm going to need a very specific filter. So if you have any trouble with that and you're not super confident with Smart Lists, reach out for sure, and we can help you with that.
Yeah, definitely. That I mean, there is like the main thing on that. I can say for anybody that has used that before is something like that. You would simply just want to use the pipeline stage.
Yeah,
So filter by the pipeline stage plus whatever the tag is that's on your trucker lead. So it'd be
there you
like
go. Yeah,
pipeline stage lead plus tag, trucker or whatever
yeah,
whatever it is, and that's going to get you what you want. The last thing is the dirty word in sales, which is follow up. All right. And so if you've been using LeadChamp, there's a bunch of people who are kind of high value targets um, that you want to reach out to. Okay. So number one, if you go to, again, your pipeline, go to your lead pipeline. There's a few types of people here. All right, Jamie, I'm on yours right now. So there's if you use the buttons, if you use the what happened button, you probably have a bunch of people in your incomplete appointment list, right? So we're on Jamie's. We can see like this guy right here. This is somebody who Jamie didn't get to necessarily show numbers to, but they had a conversation, and this could be a $4,800 policy if Jamie can reach him. So like this guy is somebody that definitely want to reach out to. This person here, 603,000. So since Jamie's been using the button, he can go through here and go, hey, let me try to reach out to some of these people. And again, if I'm able to reach this person, they had some interest. We just didn't get to do the full thing. I might be able to get a $2,400 deal out that. So this is a list of people that I would want to specifically reach out to. Think about it. It's the same way, right? These are people that said, hey, I want to think about it. They probably never got around to thinking about it, but what a better time than, some downtime to do that. Also, if you have anybody in your stage AI responded to. So this is generally people that said, hey, I want to book in the afternoon, but then didn't respond with an actual time. So if you have people in there, you want to hit those up and say, hey, John, hey, Sally, looks like you wanted to book a time to talk about the, life insurance for truckers, but we just weren't able to get a time together, just want to book a time and go on and do that. And if you spend time on those are high value targets that have expressed interest. It's going to be much lower friction than an age lead or even in some cases a brand new lead that may or may not answer.
yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to specifically with like my incomplete appointments. I'm probably going to just call those people. I'm going to try to get these people back on the phone because these are people that have answered the phone before. These are people that I've presented with. Their husband, their wife wasn't there. They couldn't find their account number. The phone died. Like there's so many different reasons that people are stuck in my incomplete appointment. And it takes times like the end of the year for me to go clear that out because like there's a bunch of people in there that have not um made a decision one way or the other. Like if we are to be good salespeople who have good habits, which most of us, don't have great habits, like the goal is to get a solid yes or no. Like I had someone the other day ask, like, how long should we continue texting people? Should I remove them from the campaign? And I was like, we're going to text them until they say not interested. We're going to text them until they say stop. Like I want a one way or the other. If they're anywhere in the middle of the road, we're going to continue to reach out. So specifically those incompletes, those are people that, it takes times like the end of the year for me to want to go through and follow up with those people and try to get them to lean one way or the other.
Absolutely. So, just in recap, number one is as the holiday message go out to your clients, if you're not hitting the what happened button and putting your clients in as you sell them, definitely start doing that. If you have not loaded up a past book of business since starting up with LeadChamp, definitely do that. Go to the launch pad. There's a client book of business there. You can fill that out, send it in, get that uploaded. So those messages do go out to your clients. But as they go out, I would schedule some time with them, manually respond, set up some calls, get beneficiaries, ask for contingent beneficiaries, and get phone numbers, and put those in the beneficiary button. Number two, think about a small, three sentence holiday blast that you can do to just your leads over the next week and a half, and let AI do its thing. And then thirdly, right, do that dirty work of follow up to the people that you've been putting in those lists. Lastly, as Nick said at the top of the call, there is a number of people who, for one reason or another, as we transferred over to our new postcard platform, who have not integrated and set that up. So real quick, I'll show you how to do that. There is a video in the knowledge base on this, but in your account, if you go down to, on the left-hand side, direct mail, click on that. It's going to ask you about your cookies. So you have to accept that. And then essentially, when you go in there, it's not going to look like this. This is Jamie's account. Here's what some of the cards look like. They're already done. They're already made. They're ready to go. You just need to go in, set it up. So you kind of click a button, you put your personal information in, you want to put your payment on file. Once you do that, when you sell a lead and becomes a client, they'll automatically start getting thank you cards, birthday cards, holiday cards. There's some stuff about hey, have you looked at your retirement? I know we've had a number of agents sell annuities because people have got FIA cards. And you don't have, it's not a monthly subscription. It's like $1 a card. It's already pre-done, and it's great. I've saved business. I've made sales because of these. It's a set it and forget it. You just need to do it one time. So
Yeah. Previous
with that
postcard provider was $50 a month. This one is, just pay. You're paying $50 a month plus postage. This one's just postage. No $50 a month. There's no
Yep.
monthly, which is great. And the cards are a little higher quality as well.
Absolutely. So with that said, guys, anything that we can do to help, make sure to hit up support. We're going to be working through, like Jamie said, we're here. We'll take some time with our families. So I hope you enjoy it. We will be back next Wednesday. This is the last call. We're not going to be back next Wednesday. Is that Christmas?
Yeah, not
That
back
is
next
Christmas.
month.
We will not be back next Wednesday. We will be back on the new year. So everybody have a great Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you in support. We'll see you in Discord, and take care for now.